What's going on there, YouTube, and welcome back to another comic book video. Okay, guys, so we are basically going to go ahead and wrap up our coverage over the resurrection of Ra's al Ghul. Now, remember, this is part of Grant Morrison's Batman run, because Grant Morrison did take over Batman right before the New 52, and he did have a very significant run. Now, with that being said, though, we actually do pick up at the tail end of the resurrection of Ra's al Ghul, and this was a huge crossover done by DC Comics, because Ra's al Ghul was dead, but of course, no one stays dead for too long. Now, with that being said, remember, in the earlier chapters, Ra's al Ghul's spirit came back, and his soul kind of took over a dead person's body. The problem is, though, the body he has is not being able to stay alive long enough to let Ra's al Ghul to get back to work to being the leader of the League of Shadows. He needs the perfect body to completely stay alive. And the only person who can do that is Damien Wayne. And the reason why, because Damien Wayne's body is, well, of course, the perfect body, but because Damien Wayne is the grandson of Ra's al Ghul, the bloodline right there is very important. Now, to complete this ritual, they had to go to a certain location known as Nada Parbat. And I know I have been butchering this the entire series, but you know what, guys? Please forgive me. But either way, though, Ra's al Ghul had to go there with Damien Wayne to actually complete a ritual so that he'll be able to transfer his soul into Damien Wayne's body to have the perfect body, but to also stay alive once again forever. Not forever, but to be able to stay alive without worrying about a body falling apart. Now, with that being said, at the very end of our last video, we came to find out that Sensei, somebody who used to work for Ra's al Ghul, was actually Ra's al Ghul's father this entire time. And they did have a big battle. Sensei is no longer around, but Ra's al Ghul is still around. And of course, he's still in a body, but a different body. And this body belongs to a monk who was protecting the area known as Nada Parbat to try to make sure nobody evil comes to this temple. But of course, Ra's al Ghul and Batman are there now. Now, with all that recap right there, let's go ahead and dive into today's storyline. Now, getting into the 5th chapter of the resurrection of Ra's al Ghul, we actually do pick up with Robin. Now remember, Robin was left behind by Batman because Batman had to help Ra's al Ghul find Nada Parbat, because Ra's al Ghul did force Batman to choose to save the life of Damien or to save the life of Tim Drake. Because remember, by this point in DC Comics, Robin was Tim Drake, not Damien Wayne, not just yet. But either way, though, basically Batman saved both boys' life and went with Ra's al Ghul to find Nada Parbat. But Damien Wayne and Robin were left behind by Talia al Ghul and also left behind with I Ching. Now, I Ching is not really important, but Talia al Ghul is, because, of course, Talia al Ghul is the daughter of Ra's al Ghul, but also the father of Damien Wayne. Not the father, the mother. Oh my gosh. That's wild. I even said that. But either way, though, you do have the 4 characters, Tim Drake, Damien Wayne, Talia al Ghul, and I Ching working together to fight against the forces of ninjas that were left behind by Ra's al Ghul to make sure to watch our 4 characters. Now, in the middle of the fight, you actually have Damien Wayne run away. Now, the reason why he runs away is because he wants to be with Batman. Because when it comes to Talia or Bruce Wayne, he looks at Bruce Wayne as the cooler parent, the cooler character. And so Damien Wayne just dips out and leaves, which is kind of messed to leave your mom behind to fight against a bunch of ninjas who are possibly going to kill her. Now, either way, though, you do actually have Tim Drake and Talia al Ghul get away from the ninjas to leave I Ching behind. But don't worry, I Ching is that kind of cool old man who knows a lot of good moves to stay alive, and he tells Tim Drake to go ahead and leave. Now, this actually leads into the next big problem for Tim Drake and Batman as well, and Nightwing as well too. Because when you have Tim Drake actually find Talia al Ghul, Tim Drake can tell that Talia al Ghul is looking for Damien Wayne because she's trying to be that good mother, trying to make sure that her son is okay, that her son stays alive, because she knows that Ra's al Ghul would want the body of Damien Wayne to complete the ritual so that Ra's al Ghul can come back to life completely. Now, with that being said, though, you do have Tim Drake ask Talia al Ghul one simple question. Can Ra's al Ghul actually bring someone back to life? Now, that is a very good question because remember, in our last video, Ra's al Ghul kind of played with the mind of Tim Drake by offering Tim Drake the chance to see his parents again. Because by this point in DC Comics, Tim Drake's parents were both killed. First his mother, then his father. But either way, though, this is Ra's al Ghul, or was Ra's al Ghul in our last video, telling Tim Drake, I can bring your parents back to life. And so right now in this storyline, or in this video, you have Tim Drake asking Talia, can Ra's al Ghul do that? And you have Talia say, yes, he can. I don't know how, but he can. And that was enough for Tim Drake to run away and to hopefully figure out how to bring his parents back to life. Because Tim Drake feels like they have the right to live again and to fulfill their life because their life was cut short for so many different reasons. Now, we actually do jump back over to Ra's al Ghul and Batman. Now, with that being said, you have to remember, when it comes to Ra's al Ghul at this point in the resurrection of Ra's al Ghul, he's right now in the body of a monk, the monk who was trying to protect this area, Nada Parbat. Now, with that being said, though, right now you have Ra's al Ghul point out one thing to us, that this body is not going to last long, meaning that this body is already falling apart. It's already being burned out. And so sooner or later, Ra's al Ghul is going to have to find a better body to actually use. Of course, we all know Damien Wayne. Now, with that being said, though, you do have Ra's al Ghul kind of offering Batman the chance for them to be friends right now. Now, of course, this is Ra's al Ghul saying, listen, you just help me. And of course, with you helping me and help me get rid of Sensei, I should go ahead and offer you my friendship. Do not be foolish to deny my request, because I feel like if we work together, you and I will have a perfect combination, a perfect deal, a perfect team. Now, we actually do jump back over to Robin, Tim Drake Robin, and we actually do see Tim Drake Robin finding the White Ghost. Now, remember, the White Ghost was one of those people who worked very close with Ra's al Ghul, but the White Ghost also was the one who kind of helped Ra's al Ghul come back to life. And so right now, you kind of have Tim Drake coming to the White Ghost to kind of ask him, does Ra's al Ghul have the ability to actually bring someone back to life? Now, of course, the White Ghost is going to say yes, but for the White Ghost, he's kind of like, listen, if you want Ra's al Ghul to actually complete that wish for you to bring your parents back to life, you have to join us, which means that you have to bathe in the Lazarus pit. Now, of course, when you do that, your mind is going to go insane. But it'll be up to you to fight that insanity as a way to come back to us as a sane person. But as soon as you take a bath in the Lazarus pit, that shows us that you have joined our side. And this is Tim Drake actually going to do it. I mean, you actually do have I Ching step in as well to try to convince Tim Drake not to do it. But of course, this is Tim Drake doing this because he wants his parents back. And so this is very huge because this shows that when it comes to Ra's al Ghul, he's able to play with your mind. He's able to make you want things that you haven't had in a very long time. And so right now, it's Ra's al Ghul still playing mind games with Tim Drake, even though Ra's al Ghul is not even there anymore. Because it's now Tim Drake thinking about basically turning his back on Batman, joining Ra's al Ghul, and hoping to have his parents back. The problem is, though, you have Nightwing there. You have Dick Grayson there, and Nightwing's all like, oh, the heck you are not about to dive into that Lazarus pit. And so, of course, it does lead into a a Nightwing versus Tim Drake Robin situation. Now, getting into the next chapter of this video and also the storyline, we actually do pick up with Nightwing fighting against Tim Drake. Now, this fight right here does go on for a few pages, but this is Nightwing trying to understand what trying to understand what Tim Drake is actually going through. Now, for Nightwing, he's thinking about different things that have happened to Tim Drake in only this storyline right here. But Nightwing is not actually realizing that when it comes to Tim Drake has gone through a lot in his entire life being Robin, especially with the death of his parents. And so is Nightwing trying to understand Tim Drake better, but at the same time, he's still missing certain things about Tim Drake and why Tim Drake is doing this. Now, with that being said, though, you do have Tim Drake trying to tell Nightwing, like, listen, all I want is a sample. If I get that sample, then I can basically help bring my parents back to life. Now, Nightwing is also wondering if Batman called them all here just to protect Damian Wayne. Or is there something more on why Batman called Dick Grayson and Nightwing here? Now, we do see the White Ghost actually getting ready to get on a helicopter to go join Ra's al Ghul at Nada Parbat. But while you have the White Ghost getting ready, you actually do have Damian Wayne about to sneak on the helicopter as is seen here. Because I guess Damian Wayne really wants to be with Batman because Batman is so cool. Batman is the cooler parent, like he told Talia earlier in this storyline. And so we do see Damien kind of sneak on the helicopter that the White Ghost is going to use. But getting back to the fight between Tim Drake and Dick Grayson, this fight is actually very important. And the reason why, because it is Tim Drake pointing out a lot of different things to Dick Grayson. And what I mean by that is you have Tim Drake telling Dick Grayson, it's not just about my parents. It's more than them. It's Stephanie Brown. It's Connor Kent. Because when it comes to Robin, all those characters died. Remember, Stephanie Brown was spoiler, and then she became Robin, and then she died. When it came to Connor Kent, he was on the Teen Titans alongside with Tim Drake. They became close friends, and then he died. Characters are dying around Tim Drake so much and so fast that for Tim Drake, it's just too much to handle. And for Tim Drake, he's saying it's not fair how other people, bad people, can come back to life. But my friends, my family cannot come back to life. And that's right there is what's hurting Tim Drake so much. And that is why Tim Drake is so down to join Ra's al Ghul, to bring them back to life. But then you have Nightwing say, but look at Ra's al Ghul's soul. Is his soul pure? Is his soul good? Is he actually a good person? That's the big question you have to ask yourself, Tim Drake. Now, you do have I Ching kind of step in to stop the two characters from fighting against one another. But basically, it is him saying, like, you have to understand what each person is going through. Tim Drake, what you're going through is that you want to bring everybody you want back to life. And that right there is hard. But it's Dick Grayson trying to tell you that right now, the path you're going down is the wrong path. And Dick, you have to realize, for Tim Drake, what he wants is just balance in his life. His life is so unbalanced because of everything that happened to him. You have to realize what he went through. But after you have I Ching kind of step in, you have Dick Grayson and Tim Drake realize they both had to stop. And you have Tim Drake realize, okay, I need to step away. But then you have Talia, Dick, Tim, and also I Ching getting ready to head over to Nada Parbat because of course they know that Damian Wayne is heading over there for Batman, but of course Ra's al Ghul is also there as well. So it's basically Damian Wayne putting himself in the worst position he could put himself in. And so luckily for Talia, Tim, Dick, and also I-Ching, that Alfred is nearby with a jet. They get on that jet to fly over there to hopefully save Damian Wayne and to hopefully finally stop Ra's al Ghul. The problem is, though, when they actually arrive at Dada Parbat, well, that is the moment they see that Ra's al Ghul is holding Damian Wayne. And so it does seem like Ra's al Ghul might actually come back to life, that Ra's al Ghul might actually finally win. And that right there is very huge. And so when we get into the 7th chapter of the resurrection of Ra's al Ghul, we actually do pick up where basically you have Batman just going ham on Ra's al Ghul. And you have to understand why. Because Damian Wayne is Batman's son. Now, Tim Drake is also Batman's son. Dick Grayson is also Batman's son. Jason Todd as well. They're all his children. But Damian Wayne is like his bloodline. And so for Batman, it's kind of like, I just found out I have a son. I have a son. And you're over here trying to kill my son. So for Batman, he's kind of like, I'm not about to let someone else kill one of my children. Because remember, Jason Todd died. And Jason Todd, even though he was Robin for a short period of time, he was still a son to Batman. And so Damian Wayne is a son to Batman. And so this is Batman just beating down on Ra's al Ghul and telling Damian, get a sword. Pick up a sword and fight, because we are fighting for our lives. We have no time for all that little entitlement stuff. You need to get up. This is war. Let's get going now. Now, you do have Dick Grayson and Tim Drake arrive to kind of basically help out Batman and Damien. But you do have Batman tell Dick Grayson and Tim Drake, take care of the ninjas that are here with Ra's al Ghul, and also take care of the Men of Death. Now remember, the Men of Death are basically just a group of men that was working for the character Sensei, the guy who was known as the father of Ra's al Ghul, but of course was trying to prevent Ra's al Ghul from coming back to life. But basically now the Men of Death work for Ra's al Ghul. And so it's Batman saying, Dick, take care of Men of Death. Tim, take care of the ninjas. Damien, go help them out. Just go out there. This is war. Let's go. Now, Talia, she's all like, what are you doing? This is our child. You're going to send him to his death? But it's Batman saying, girl, we ain't got time for this right now. Like, literally, we are fighting an army for our lives. And plus, I'm asking Damien, like I would ask Dick Grayson and Tim Drake, to fight for war, for justice. And so it's basically Batman saying, even though Damian Wayne is my biological son, I am not going to put him ahead of Dick Grayson and Tim Drake, because those two boys are also my sons. They're all my kids. They're all on the same level. And that's why I like this part right here. But either way, you have Batman say, Talia, stop. We got to fight. Let's go. Let's get moving. Now, this is where the plot twist comes in, a very huge plot twist. And what I mean by that is you basically have Ra's al Ghul slowly fading away. He's dying because the body he's in is burning away. And so it seems like maybe Ra's al Ghul is finally going away. But then you have the white ghost appear. Now remember, the white ghost was the one that brought the spirit of Ra's al Ghul back to the earth. But of course, the white ghost has been trying to find the perfect body for Ra's al Ghul, and originally it was Damian Wayne. But this is the moment we find out that there is another bloodline for Ra's al Ghul. No, it's not Talia. No, Sensei is dead. And no, Damian Wayne is nowhere near Ra's al Ghul. This next person in the bloodline of Ra's al Ghul is actually the white ghost. The white ghost is the son of Ra's al Ghul. And so with him being the bloodline of Ra's al Ghul, the white ghost body is taken over by Ra's al Ghul, which of course leads into the full return of Ra's al Ghul. He is back once again. Now, Ra's al Ghul is kind of ticked off because the white ghost is gone. And when it came to the white ghost, That was Ra's al Ghul's only child who kind of stayed loyal to Ra's al Ghul. Talia was, but of course at the end she stepped away as a way to protect her son. But for Ra's al Ghul, the White Ghost was his only loyal child. And so this is Ra's al Ghul saying, I want revenge for losing my son, meaning that I want to kill your son and also kill your other two kids, Nightwing and Tim Drake. And so basically you have Ra's al Ghul calling for a final battle. Now, Talia al Ghul is all like, nope. She knocks out Damien and say, you are not going to kill my son. I'm going to leave before this fight begins with my son. And so basically now it's just Batman fighting against Ra's al Ghul with Tim Drake and Dick Grayson by his side, while Talia takes Damian Wayne away because she does not want her son to get killed in this battle. Now, this is actually one of those cool battles where it's like all gloves are off here. It's time to fight to the death. Like basically Batman, Dick Grayson, and Tim Drake, they're not going to kill these guys, but these guys are trying to kill them and doing almost anything they can to actually kill our heroes. And Batman and our heroes, they know that. But what I mean by no gloves on right now is like these battle wounds are deep. Some folks getting cut in the arm, some folks getting stabbed in the mouth. Like it's basically a huge bloody fight. But of course, they have no choice. They have to fight. They have to keep fighting if they want to actually get away with their heads on their shoulders and be able to breathe back in Gotham again. But either way, as the fight continues on, you then have someone actually stop the fight. It is the monks who were originally protecting this area, Nada Parbat. It's the monks back here again, and right now they're powered by their goddess. Now, we are not told what goddess this is or what kind of power this goddess has, but we are told that basically this goddess did say, you guys gotta go. You gotta leave. You gotta get out of here. You can't stay here. Go home. Like, actually, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. So basically, get out of here. And so you have the monks kick everybody out, which basically does stop the war for the time being between Batman and Ra's al Ghul, and everybody goes home. That is the end of the resurrection of Ra's al Ghul. So yes, he's back in DC Comics, but the story ends on kind of a very, very weird note. But this is where we are going to end today's comic book video. So please leave me a like down below and subscribe. Also, if you have any suggestions on books I should read, well, please let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But guys, I'll see y'all next time. Later.